So Kathy has been a nurse here at St. Elizabeth's Medical Center since 1975. She started her career on the Med-Surg unit, where she spent 18 years before deciding to come over here to Women's Health.
Ever since she was little, she was taking care of her brothers and sisters. She's the oldest of 4. She was a single mom, and she had to work.
She comes to work every day caring from the heart. She is able to check her baggage at the door and really realize that for every mom and new father here, that this is a remarkable experience in their life, and she tries very hard to make sure that each experience is very special.
Every day you come in here, it's a different story, different baby.
Kathy is an amazing nurse. She's always willing to do charge whenever we need her. She loves caring for mothers and babies. We frequently see Kathy in the nursery snuggling and rocking a baby when a mom's taking a shower or wants to get some extra sleep. You never see Kathy out on the floor. She's always in a patient's room, working with them, teaching them all about safe sleep, how to give a bath, how to change a diaper, how to be a new mom. She's just a resource for everybody.
She makes sure that she imparts her knowledge, that she coaches.
What new nurses need to have is the passion. Just because they did it on the computer doesn't mean that they took care of the patient. They have to give them some love.
She'll tell the new nurses that she's orienting, why don't you sit down, have a conversation with the patient, then bring the computer in the room, and then start to do your charting while you're there. You establish that relationship with the patient right from the get-go, the minute you start your shift.
Most of our work here isn't physical work. It's teaching the parents, especially the new parents, on how to take care of the infant if they've never taken care of one. We have a lot of new moms and they're very, very anxious. They don't know what to expect. You just say, it's normal, this is what happens. But once we get past that point, then it's going to be much better.
A lot of times patients will say, is Kathy on tomorrow? Are we going to have her? Is she going to be here?
You get a lot of patients that want to take your picture with them when they're going out the door. So they have that memory of you. Hopefully the picture came out right.
They come back and they visit her. Do you remember me? We did this together and you showed me how to do this.
I do like the work that I do. It's the new beginning, a new life, and a new miracle.
She just wants to make sure that everyone's getting the correct care, that everything is basically running smoothly, which is what she does. She makes people's lives better.
I've been a nurse for 28 years. I think it was 2001. I came to Mattapan and I've worked here since then. I enjoy helping people and talking with them and just, trying to understand where they're at, because I enjoy being a nurse.
Tarma is a person who wears many hats here at the health center. She's not only sort of a mentor for all the medical assistants and nurses, but she's also the sort of go-to person for anyone with a medical question.
When you're working and you're surrounded by individuals like Tarma, you can't help but want to come to work. It doesn't matter what's going on. She stays calm and she cares.
She's that strong tower of strength for her patients. They call her Dr. Tarma. Even though she's a nurse practitioner, it's Dr. Tarma because they respect her and she renders very good services for her patients.
She goes above and beyond her call as a nurse. She helps patients with housing, anything that they need, anything that helps to improve the quality of life. You can count on her to be an assistant.
She shows a lot of compassion and love for her patients. I know that they get the best of care that there is to give.
Her office door is always open, so even if it's not a medical issue, even if it's a personal issue, or I just had a hard day, everyone knows they can go to Tarma's office, talk to her about it, and get some good advice.
I think truly and in all respect, she embodies what it is to be a great nurse.
So I think you have to be a caring person to be a nurse. People come in with all kinds of issues. Sometimes they're angry when they get there and you don't even know why, but you have to be able to work with them through whatever it is that they're going through. So you have to really care about people.
When you come to a health center like this, you're typically sort of feeling at your weakest state. And you may even be hesitant when you first sort of talk to someone about why you're here in the health center. But if the reflexive action of someone sitting across from you is compassion, you automatically have this feeling that this is a safe place and everything is going to be okay. And when you back that up with a personality like Tarma's, which is always positive and always understanding, it gives the patient a sense that someone else understands what they're going through.
I've been a nurse for 10 years in September. I've been at Mass General the whole time. I came as a brand new, fresh spanking RN. I love my job for lots of reasons. I love the nurses I work with. We talk about patients that might pass away. We talk about everything you can, and I feel like that bond with my coworkers is something that will keep me going back. When you see life and death the way that we do all the time, you bond on a stronger level than you do at other jobs. I hope to help people on whatever journey it is that they're going through. Hopefully it'll be a really long one, but there's a lot of people that, you might only take care of for 6 months to a year before they end up passing away. So I feel like it's all about finding the silver lining and hoping that you help along the way somehow.
I come in for chemo every 3 weeks. That's my regimen right now. I would normally come in and get labs drawn. I go and see my oncologist who reviews my labs. They put in the orders for the chemo drugs. And then I go see Sarah. Sarah finds me a room and we start. Whenever you see Sarah, she smiles. Like, I've never seen her not smile. She always comes in and greets me with a big smile and a big hug and kiss and, ask about my family and how I'm feeling. And we laugh all the time.
I really do think of her as a friend, and I adore everything about her and her family and her friends. I love her girlfriends. We have a kind of a social hour whenever they're there. I try to put them in a private room because they get a little rowdy. We love it.
She has this uncanny sense of knowing what I need before I need it, and I find that remarkable. So that my care is top notch. I'm not feeling any pain that I don't need to feel. We talk about what goes on in our lives as well. I'm a mom. I have 2 kids. I have a 13-year-old and an 11-year-old. I have a husband. I'm living my life, so cancer is just a small part of that.
Billie Jo is amazing with her perspective on cancer. A lot of people would kind of go into a bit of a rut about it. She's been fighting it for years. It's pretty unbelievable that you can take something that, can be a death sentence for people and turn it into something that's positive somehow. And she always does that, no matter what's kind of thrown at her.
Dealing with cancer can be very, very sad because there's not always a good outcome. I kind of try to look at every day as a gift. When I know that I'm coming in, I'm going to see Sarah, I know that I'm still going to have a good day. I come in and I feel great when I come in, and I feel lousy when I leave because of the chemo. I'm still happy. If that makes sense. I got to go in and I got to see my friend.
My dad was a lieutenant on the Boston Fire Department. As a kid, my brother and I used to go to the firehouse. We kind of grew up in the firehouse. As I got older, I started riding with them, going on calls. We went back to the firehouse. All the guys used to talk very highly of EMS. And they're like, those guys are great. They do such a great job. They're like doctors out in the street. And I was like, wow, maybe that's something I want to do.
He's a good clinician. He knows a sick person when he sees one.
He's funny. He's a pain in the butt. He's just an all-around awesome guy. He'd do anything for anyone.
He's a good EMT, knows how to take care of people, does his job the way it's supposed to be done day in and day out.
Not only Rich, but everyone at Boston EMS do amazing work. They're there when people are running out, they run in.
I like to interact. I like to talk to the people in the neighborhood. You see them at their worst times. People are very upset. It's their loved one. They don't think you're doing things fast enough. You gotta kind of explain. We're gonna do what they're gonna do in the emergency room. We're gonna do it good.
An average night for us, anywhere between 50 and 100 calls, from minor illnesses, fevers, to shootings, stabbings, and cardiac arrests. And they all have specific needs that the EMT needs to address.
The Tuesday before Thanksgiving in 2013, I talked Richie into working the day shift with me. A call came out for a pedestrian struck by a motor vehicle, Priority 1.
I remember it like it was yesterday. He called me up. He said there was a little girl walking home from school with her mom and she got struck by an automobile. And I thought, oh my gosh, like I can't imagine.
There was a crowd of people a block away, crying, waving, pointing. We could see this large SUV, and there was a young girl.
She was face down in the dirt, halfway buried. When I turned her over, she had no pulses. Her airway was occluded with dirt. I knew it didn't look good. We transported to City Hospital. I just stayed with her, said a little prayer, and the doctors came in.
They worked on her for a while, and she did pass away, and we knew it before we left. You never know.
I think about her every day, I do. I think about this kid a lot. I don't know, it was a tough call, She was young, she was 7. That Thanksgiving, I remember just sitting down with my family,
Family man in general, daughter with the same name. I think that's why that call has stayed with him.
Everybody's looking at you for the answers. When you get on scene, everybody's like, what are you doing? Why aren't you running help? And they're excited. It's their emergency, and it might not be a big deal to me, but it's a big deal to them.
I think it takes an extraordinary person to do his job. You always have to arrive there with compassion and as if it's your own family member that you're taking care of because, it's someone's mom, it's someone's brother, it's someone's sister. I tell Richie, we have to have faith. It's almost as if you're God's messenger. I think that's what it's all about.
So I actually fell upon this job. I feel like it was looking for me. I originally wanted to do maternity. There was a huge hiring freeze, and then I ended up doing psych first, and then on my way to the psych hospital, I saw LifeWorks.
Stephanie was the first full-time RN for LifeWorks. She really created her position and showed us what we needed an RN for in our agency. A few years later, Stephanie helped to open this medical model group home.
The guys have all different personalities, and it's a really fun job. We go to the YMCA, we go to the zoo, we go bowling, we go to the movies, and they're able to be out in the community.
When you come into work for the week, you have people who are so happy to see you. When you leave for the week, you have people who are so disappointed to see you leave. So you can't say that about every career.
It's different than a hospital, but I'm still getting the experience. I'm with these same patients day in and day out, so it really helped me individualize my care. And I know in the future, wherever my life may take me in my nursing career, I'll be able to effectively communicate with different patients.
She comes to work every day with a smile on her face, and she'll have fun with them. And what that does is they have fun in return.
I've learned working here that it's more than just a textbook. It's more than just what the blood pressure should be. It's so much more than just making sure that they're physically healthy. It's an emotional thing too. I'm able to give them someone that they can come to when they're sad or when they're happy or when they're angry. It's just nice to be able to be that person that they have in their lives.
If there's something important going on in their life, she's there and she's doing that with them.
We spend Christmas, we spend Thanksgiving, and I volunteer to work Christmas because I love to see them open their gifts and just enjoy their lives.
In the time they've been with us, it's been about 3 years now, every one of the men's doctors had told us that their physical appearance has improved, that their medical needs are going to go down because they're doing so well here. So they're able to live successfully out in the community.
When this house opened up, we took people with developmental and physical disabilities out of rehabs and hospitals and into the community. I remember taking one of my clients from the hospital to the home, and he, was in bed crying and just had no personality in the hospital. And we took him out. He was dancing, he was crying in tears. We got him a Dunkin' Donuts, and you would think I gave him $1 million. We don't even realize how difficult it is to not be able to communicate and not be understood. And so to come here and have a built-in family with people who truly care about you, I'm honored to play such a positive role in their life.